that the sun always rises and sets in the same spot every day?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to look at
It's always going to, from this model, it's always going to rise from the east and set in the west. Not the same latitude because we are rotating around the sun, so it's going to change a little bit, but it'll always come up from the east and it'll set in the west. So, going back to the probe, let's model our friend's experiment. Here's one of our friends. She's cute, isn't she? And this is our sun. So this is what the sun appears. I'm going to move the sun. We know that the sun doesn't move, correct?
Right.
But I'm going to move the sun as to what appears to look like in the sky. So where am I going to start? Where is going to be sunrise? Where would I place my source of light? Let me use your east. This is your east, right? So where would I put it? Would I start east here?
No.
Down?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. It's really bright. Can you guys, can you see the dark shadow here? I know it's really bright outside, but you'll see it better once we. So there's a dark, you'll see it once I move it. So now the sun is going to start rising. Does anybody see what's happening to the shadow? What time is it now? And then what happens to the sun? No, what's happening to the shadow? Can you guys see it? Can everybody see it okay?
Yeah.
It's getting bigger?
So
Do I need to model that again, or could we see it okay? So we said it starts in the east, the shadow is really long, you can't even see the whole shadow because it's so long. And then we get smaller and smaller till at noon, she almost has no shadow.
You write in your own definition and description of why
Down.
the shadow is the longest at that time of the day. Okay? So I did one.
Crazy, right? So going back to the prompt, who had the correct answer?
So I've just confused the same way, so I'll leave that out.
Do I know?
Right to the side.
Fabian had the correct answer because the angle at which the sunlight strikes Earth changes throughout the day as the Earth is rotating. So we saw with our first model that the sun stays here and the Earth is moving, and at one point the sun was really close to, let's say, North Carolina, and then it started getting farther and farther away. So when it starts off close to our model, it's really long shadow because of the angle of the sunlight. But as it starts going up and reaches its midday, its highest point in the sky, there's almost no angle to our person, it's just directly above and there's no shadow. Soon as the sun starts going down, it's going to get bigger and bigger because the angle between the sunlight and our object is increasing. Before I move on, was that confusing? No? Any questions? I think we saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew you could.
So there was no questions there? Are we sure? Because I'm going to test you later. So you gotta ask now. Alright, with that being said, can all objects make a shadow? Yes. What did we say earlier before we even started? What did we need to make a shadow? We needed light, and we need an object to block that light. So, can all objects make a shadow? Yes. Are you sure? Locking in?
100%.
100%. Okay. Explain. Let's hear it.
Because light can't travel through objects, so it would have to just make them like, it would just have to make a shadow. It would be darkness.
Have you guys, are all objects solid though? No? Do you guys know 3 different types of objects? I'll give you a hint. One of them's opaque.
It's what?
Opaque. That means it's a solid object and no light can shine through it. So we as humans are opaque. Anything that's solid. There's 2 different ones. Do you guys know the names of them? Have you heard of a transparent object? Does anybody have an example of what would be transparent? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
Like a window?
A window. So it lets all light to shine through it. So if we had our source of light, and we had a window, so there's a light and an object, will the window make a shadow?
Wouldn't it though? Because you see like the shadow of the window with the light through it.
You see the outside of the window, right? But do you see the
outline
glass?
like on the carpet.
You see the outline, which is
Oh, we just see the frame.
solid.
And the frame
But
is
will the
solid.
will the
no.
glass itself, the glass will? What about something that is translucent?
There's 5 minutes left.
Translucent means it's like it allows some sunlight in, but not all. So it'd be like tissue paper. You can kind of see through it. Still kind of solid. Now it's tricky. That can make a shadow, but it won't be as clear, it won't be as dark as an opaque
It's like a
object.
dotted shadow.
Yeah. It'd be probably like a light gray instead of like we saw our shadow was really, really dark. Alright, so I know in class we've been talking about moons, and it's a very common misconception that, well, we have a light source that's the sun, and we have maybe an object to block it that's the earth, and that causes shadows on the moon. Can somebody prove to me why that's just a misconception and not actually true? Daisy, I haven't heard much from you today. Just give me any idea. It doesn't have to be a great definition. Just why does the earth not cause the shadows on the moon? Do you know?
No.
Do you want to phone a friend?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to help her? Why does the sun, so why does the moon have phases? Is it from the earth? Does the earth cast the shadows on the moon to make it look different?
No.
What happens? Why is that just a misconception? What actually,
Keep working if you're working. So
you got it. So you're trying.
Is it because of the sun? Because we always have only sides.
Okay, so the source of light is the sun. The sun is lighting up the moon.
does everyone agree and
But
understand why?
is the earth blocking it to cause the shadows? No.
Okay, so
The
let's
moon is
talk about
doing
common
what?
misconception that children might have. So I know the other day class we talked
You
about.
got it, confident. The moon is revolving around the earth. So you only see
What is
part of the moon being lit up. That's such a common misconception that I had, everybody has, that the earth casts shadows on the moon. But that is not true. The sun lights up half of the moon, and the moon rotates around the earth, and we only see angles of that moon being lit up.
The sun is rotating.
No shadow from the earth. Was that confusing? Anybody get it? Moon phases? It's just I want you to know that misconception is, forget that misconception. There's no shadows on the moon.
So another common
Alright,
misconception. Why do you think that
let's see if you guys can demonstrate what we learned
was a
today.
misconception? You think that children would think that?
You think we can? Okay, we have little comic strips. And I want everybody to take, I might give you, if you want to pass it on. If anybody has extra, okay. Take the first box, right here. And I have markers and stuff if you guys want to use them, and write sunrise. This will be nice to look back to also when you think about this lesson. Alright, on the second one, write either midday or noon.
Yeah, before I look deeper into this program. So another thing that like you can do with your students if you're ever doing like this stuff, we don't have time
And
to do it.
on the third, write sunset.
And it just explains to you, it's very simple like terminology. Like,
So I want you guys to draw something similar to what we modeled. Draw where the sun would be at sunrise, where the sun would be at midday, and where the sun would be at sunset. And then draw your object and what the shadow would look like at the
1 or 2
time.
minutes.
So if you want to draw a person or a tree, let me know if you have any questions. It doesn't have to be a detailed drawing. And the shadow can just be like a dark area.
and then go back and see where the direction. One person hold a flashlight, the other person make the ruler and write down.
choose from. They're all looking good. Everybody's got the right idea. See, you guys did learn something.
She's getting bigger by the time.
Tying things up.
Everybody draw their shadows where they'd be, just like a dark area. Everybody left, right. So when the sun is rising from the east, where's the shadow going to be in relation to the person? The sun is rising up.
So the shadow will be on the west.
The left.
Diagonal.
So on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And then when it's at midday, what's your shadow like? And then when it's on the opposite side, what's your shadow doing? Well, on the opposite side. So, what was the correct answer with the prompt? Can we think back? Don't look at it. What happens to your shadow from the start of the day to the end of the day?
It starts.
It's long and then it gets short and then gets longer.
Yeah.
Everybody? I know some of you got it. Does everybody understand it? We good?
No, we're great.
What's something? Tell me something fun and exciting you learned today. What you did now?
So the shadow is shortest. Noon, that's right.
Awesome. Anyone else? Kristen, what'd you learn?
Well, I didn't know, like, about the whole, I don't know, I just didn't really know about the shadows.
Yeah.
Like, cast or whatever.
Oh, I didn't either. When I first read it, I definitely got the wrong answer. I thought it would get longer, and then cut off. But I mean, it makes sense, and once we got to model it, really you can see exactly how it works. Good? Any questions? Okay. Thanks, guys. All right.